Do you know that whoever you are, whatever your circumstance is, that you can make sometimes small changes that can dramatically and massively impact on your life for the better? More importantly than that, do you believe that you, no matter who you are, how old you are, whatever your circumstance is, do you believe that you can make small changes that can massively help to improve and change your life for the better? Back in 2010, I assessed my life. I looked at where I was. I wasn't happy with what I was doing work-wise. I wasn't happy with the people really that I was hanging around with. I wasn't happy certainly with the salary that I was bringing in, and I wasn't happy with my mind. I wasn't happy with my level of happiness within myself. And so I made an assessment on myself, and I decided that I would do something about it, and that I would make changes to dramatically change my circumstance and change my life around. I spent some time on dreaming, and I came up with the rules to dreaming, and then I put them into practice to see if they would work. And the funny thing is that everything that I aimed for, everything that I targeted, all came true for me. And I'm saying to you that if you are currently not happy with an aspect or every part of your life, that it is possible for you to make these changes for yourself and to dramatically improve your circumstance, improve your wealth, and I'm not just talking about money, and improve your happiness levels. To be able to do that, there is an important thing that you have to be able to do. You have to be able to open your mind to the notion of changing, and you have to be valiant in your pursuit of change. You have to drag and get a hold of your courage to be able to look at your life and to ask yourself the question, am I happy with this life? Am I happy with who I'm hanging around with and who I'm associating with? Am I happy where I'm working and who I'm working with? Am I happy with my partner? Am I happy with my state of mind? Am I happy with where I'm going, more importantly, into the future? Because the problem is that, and especially as the older that we get, we think that what we've got now and what we're experiencing now is that all there is for us to experience in the future going forward. And that's looking forward with eyesight. And what you have to be able to do, you have to be able to look forward with mindsight. And that's looking forward with how things can be, not looking forward with this is how they are now and this is how they're going to be in the future. You have to look forward with mindsight to be able to look at a different future for yourself. And to be able to do that, there's an important thing that you need to be able to do. Well, actually, the first thing you need to do is to look at your life and write down the things that you're not happy with, because those are the things that you will have to make changes in or on. Then you need to list the things that you love doing and what you want to go and get from life, and then make plans to start making those things happen for you. You have to be really honest. Are you happy with yourself? Because very often the thing that we need to change and make small changes in that can have a huge impact on us, maybe it's just ourselves, our attitude, our mind, the way we think, the way that we look at things. If you hate your job, if you hate your partner, it may well be that you change your attitude and the way that you view and see things. And if you start giving rather than taking in that work or that personal relationship, you may find that you find a different sense of well-being within that relationship. And it makes the improvements without actually making physical changes. Maybe it's just a mental change that you have to make. The problem with changing is that the older we get, we don't like change. We're comfortable where we are. Sometimes we just say to ourselves, and we tell ourselves, and so we believe it, this is it for me. This is all I've got left. More of the same. It's just going to be the same. This is it for me. But it doesn't have to be that way. One of the biggest things that stops us from in taking on change on board is fear, because we're fearful of making changes. And why are we fearful of making changes? Because we are scared of getting hurt. We're scared of the pain of getting it wrong, of humiliating ourselves. We're scared of the pain of failure. And that stops us dead in our tracks. And we listen to negative people, and often the most negative person that we listen to is ourselves. We might make that assessment of where we are and decide where we want to go to, and give ourselves some targets to aim for, and we know the changes we're going to make. But even before we make those changes, ourself, that little voice inside our head says, but maybe it's not going to work, and we talk ourselves out of it, or we allow negative people, and they can be our loved ones sometimes, and people that we admire, because we listen to people that we admire, and they may put that negative doubt in your mind about making a change of job, or a change of circumstance, or a change in your outlook. You say, I'm going to start giving. People look at you like you're mad, and that negativity will stop you from moving forward. I put this to you, I asked you this question: what would your life be like if you stopped worrying about what everybody else thought? If you stopped worrying about what you think? What would your life be like if you stopped letting fear stop you from doing what you want to do? What would your life be like without worrying about embarrassing yourself? What would your life be like if you didn't worry about the pain that you would go through if you tried something and it didn't work? And here's the thing about pain. This is a real life. You know, life in the big city means that there's pain everywhere, and there's negativity everywhere. Pain is just around the corner. You can't escape it. You can try and hide from pain, and people hide from pain by taking the easy option and not taking risks and chances in their life. And they play it safe to try to escape pain, but pain still comes and finds them. Pain is going to find you in some way, shape or form wherever you try to hide from it. You could be hiding under your bedclothes, and pain will just get there and lift them up and say, oh, hello there, here I am, experience some pain, here you go. That's going to happen. So you cannot run, you cannot hide from pain. But as the saying goes, there is no gain without pain. So if you and me, if we are going to go through some sort of pain, we might as well get some gain from it. What would your life be like if you stopped worrying about what other people said and what other people thought? What would your life be like if you didn't have the fear in you? You can change your life massively if you start operating in that way. Go for it. Truly assess your life. Make positive steps towards the dreams and hopes and aspirations that you have for that new, improved life. And it doesn't mean necessarily changing your physical circumstance. It may be a mental change that's needed, and it takes great courage and tenacity to stick with and make that mental change. 2010, I decided I didn't like my life. I didn't like where I was. I made plans, I followed it through, and I didn't let it go. I was like a dog with a bone. All the dreams I had for myself have come true. I'm here stood on a beach in Italy, one of the dreams I have for myself. I'm still working on a lot more dreams for myself, bigger and better dreams, and they're all going to come true for me as well, because what you expect, you get. So if you is unhappy at the moment with your life, then assess it, decide, because that's the biggest thing to do, to make the decision to change and to go for it, and then go for it with whatever you've got, and don't worry about what anybody says about what you're doing, and don't worry about the outcome, because we all need to work on our happiness, because if we're not happy, what's the point? Thanks for listening. Bye.